everyone, it's Amanda with Americana Gardens, and today I am not outside of my garden. It is covered in snow and ice. I am in Pennsylvania, and this week has just been a havoc of winter weather, but it's mid-February, so what can we expect, right? I am in my indoor garden, also with my houseplant collection. So as you could see some of it in the background there. And today I figured, you know what? I'm going to talk about some of my favorite plants, my indoor house plants, and that is the genus Alocasia. So Alocasia is like one of my favorite types of plants. They're so beautiful, they're so exotic, they look like something out of the Jurassic period, and it's fun. And actually one of the Alocasias that I will mention today is the one that really kind of got me into house plants. So before I'm like an avid gardener for outside, but during the winter months it's nice to have like a little focus, like a little hobby for plants indoors. So it's always nice for us gardeners to get our hands in the soil one way or another. As you can see, I'm actually doing like some variegated string of pearls. Like right there, I have a whole bunch, and then I have a regular string of pearls, and I'm doing some display. So I probably won't film that, but you'll see it on an upcoming house plant tour. So video I'm going to talk about, I have a small collection of Alocasias, so it won't be very long, but they're still worthy and beautiful to have in like anybody's collection really. Also, I'm going to be talking about some RIPs that I had with the Alocasias, and also some plants that I need to sort out. I got a little, it's probably out of focus right there, but it's yeah, in that one right there, and that's gray bucket. I got some Corms I need to see if they are like okay or not. And this is a kitty pen. We have one. My mom adopted a new kitty, and she just recently got spayed, so she's kind of like in this little crate until she heals properly. So if you see that in the background, that's what it is. Cool little string of pearls, variegated. Out of a whole bunch, I have all of these variegated. They even have like some all white ones, which is usually a uh-oh sign, but they're still okay. They're still okay for right now. And I think I'm going to actually plant it up in this little compote dish here. I usually like collect glassware, and I actually sell it to you online. The link is in the description. So I just figured like it's a unique way to display plants. You know, I have them in like teapots, for example, antique style. Lots of glassware. I'm focusing on a lot of glassware now. Anyway, let's start from top to bottom. This bad boy here. I just water them, so that's why you see some water. I'll usually drain it out later. So this is the Alocasia Ninja. So it has 6 leaves on it. I had it for not even a year yet, so, and it's doing pretty well. It's one of the larger ones I have. I do have some brown tip damage. That's me. I look at it this way. My indoor plants are always going to have those brown tips, most of them, because it's an edema thing. It's like watering, and then when the plant absorbs too much water, it kind of drains out through the leaves, the tips of the leaves, and makes them brown. This is my newest leaf here though. I mean, that is just loving the color. It's a little bit more on the greener side, but it will harden off to more of a black. Yeah, you can see the two contrasting colors there. So the Ninja looks like a black velvet. I had a few of them, and I was actually successful with them. I did sell them because I wanted to keep, like, with my plants, I usually want to keep a variety. I don't want similar looking plants, if that makes sense. Like, I just want a good contrast of color, shape, and sizes. So usually if I buy a plant, I kind of will get rid of an older one that looks similar, or just not buy any. So anyway, this looks like the Black Ninja, but in my observation when I had them both, the Ninja has a thicker veining, a very more pronounced veining than the Black Velvet. Excuse me if I said that the opposite way. So the Ninja, and also the Ninja will also, I think, get taller than the Black Velvet. The Black Velvet is crossed to make the Ninja, and another Alocasia. I forget which one it is. I'll put it up on the screen. So but yeah, that one has just been doing fabulous for me, and I love her, and yeah, I adore it. I love it. Very happy with this. And this one right here is the Silver Dragon scale. Again, I just watered these so they have a little bit of water, and I'll drain them out. Let me just put it over here. So this is actually the plant that made me fall in love with houseplants, and look at that, she's getting ready to give another leaf off. And what's more impressive is that that little part sticking out is going to be another stem, so she'll be pushing more out. I believe she's going to be pushing more out. I gotta give this girl some fertilizer. But this is not the original one I had. The original one I had, well, you guessed it, RIP'd. But anyway, it was just like such a beautiful plant. I mean, that gray blue major color with the silvery undertones, and then you have that dark green gray veining. It's something like otherworldly, you know. And look at undersides. Look at the undersides. I mean, that's the Alocasia. I mean, the show is always going to be on the top usually, but when you flip them underneath, it's like, wow. Wow. And you may wonder, like, why is this leaf crinkly? That is my watering issue. I don't have watering down. It's just a science. And also my house, you know, I'm in Pennsylvania, guys. It is winter. It's very dry in my house. And I'm not going to be the person that's going to be running humidifiers 24/7 or anything like that. So I kind of get plants that, you know, can hopefully handle the conditions of my house. So, but yeah, that was the Silver Dragon scale. Oh, and this is a new addition. Yeah, she's a little dark baby. She's a dark baby. This is the Capria, and you know what? I thought the Capria was so freaking cool when I first saw her a few years ago, like online and stuff. I was just like, oh, I would love to have that plant, and it was so expensive, like more expensive than I'm willing to pay for a house plant. Usually I just stick to big box store plants, because usually those are the ones that can handle or tolerate more of a home environment than a specialized environment. And if you do that, that's fine. No shame. I mean, congratulations, you know. But it's something that I really can't. I'm not going to dedicate the time for it, if that makes sense. But yeah, this Capria Red Scarlet right here. I mean, that looks like something otherworldly. Something like, I don't know, if a turtle shell was purple or something like that. It's just so gnarly. That is the newest leaf right there. So it comes out green like that, and of course it will harden off to this metallic purple. This plant is doing pretty good so far. I had her for usually, I think, what, 2 weeks now? 2 weeks. So she's a new addition, and I'm glad I have her. So speaking of which, okay, yeah, see, this one, I mean, has the purple back sides, which is kind of pretty, and the green stems, so it's like super contrasty, if that's a word. But the show is really on these upper, or on the top of the leaves here. This one can handle more shade, that is for sure. So another plant that looks like this kind of was the Aslanii, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Aslanii. So I'll show you where that is right now. Yeah, this is it. This is the Aslanii. I got it at a big box store, Lowe's. Yeah, it was Lowe's. And not even a week later, this happened. And you know, if I get houseplants in, and if I just buy them like within a week and they die, I know, like something was wrong with the plant prior to me purchasing this. Either the grower didn't do something correctly, or the store did something like over or under watering. But in this case, I believe it was the grower. I need this little pieces right here, right? That's where the corm is, okay? This was in a pot. Let me pull out the pot size real quick. It was in a pot like this big. Okay, that tiny little ball of root or corm should have never been potted up in this size. It should have never been potted up in that size. So what happened is that the grower wanted to sell in a bigger size. They got this tiny little plug, put it in a bigger size, and the water wasn't absorbing into the roots, so it kind of dried out. It just dried out and died. I'm going to dissect it and see if the corm is okay. Let's just do that real quick. I can't do anything about it. So yeah, that's what's left. Do you guys think I should redo it? It was totally the grower's fault. The grower should have never potted this up. This shouldn't have been potted up the way it has been and then sold the way it was. I don't know. I'm gonna set it aside and I'll put it in like some soil, and I'm gonna make a little greenhouse out of these plastic cups, kind of like winter sowing, if that makes sense. So the one thing you want to check for is if it's like, I mean, this corm is so tiny. I've never seen a tiny corm like that. Oh, sorry, it keeps going out of focus. Yeah, this corm is so super tiny. I mean, that plant needs a lot of energy, and the energy is usually stored in the corm, and this is like a disaster. So I'll try, because I think it's definitely going to be worth it if it does bloom or give foliage out again. The corm isn't like disintegrated, you know, if that makes sense, but it's just, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'll try it. This was another Alocasia dragon scale. Focus, there we go. This was another Alocasia dragon scale. You could, I mean, look at the backing. You could have seen it would have been a fabulous one. This was my fault. This was, I own it. It was my fault 100%. So, let me see here. See, like, you see how big that corm is versus that Aslanii? Yeah. Let's just see what's going on here. Yeah, all the roots just fell off. No problem, right? Yeah, there's like a huge corm in there, and you know what? It's, I'm squeezing it. It's not mushy or anything like that. So I think I'm definitely gonna give this one a try. I'm just gonna set it over here. Is this other corms? Oh yeah, there's some. These are some corms that fell off. So that one is toast. This one is promising. Yeah, that one is promising. So I'll keep those together. So moving on over from the Capria here, we have an Alocasia Maharani. This Maharani. Ooh, I'm gonna have to write that down. Yeah, you know what? I gotta be more preventative with pests and stuff like that. I had a plant that actually just got infested with spider mites and it died. But I have the corms for it, so I'll try it again. But yeah, I gotta use more preventative stuff, and I'm going to wipe down these leaves. And by preventative, I mean like I'm actually just gonna put it in the soil, like mix it in with the water, put it in the soil, and hopefully that'll work out. So, but this Alocasia mellow is really nice. It's like a super thick, hardy, if you will, Alocasia. This is like I think I would say this is definitely a beginner friendly Alocasia. It's just super hardy. And look at the back, guys. The older the leaf gets, the more purple will emerge. I'm telling ya. Those are beautiful underneath. For this plant, I think the show is actually underneath the leaf. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Again, beginner friendly. It's a mellow, or Maharani. So there is the Alocasia mellow and the Alocasia Maharani. This is the Maharani. The mellow looks very, very similar. And honestly, I really don't even know what the difference is. Maybe a size, mature wise or something, I don't know. But little tiny one back there. So, but yeah, she's a beginner friendly, the Maharani, definitely. Oh, and by the way, there is a variegated one of these around, and they're quite a bit of money, but if I would find one at like a big box store or something, I would totally snatch it up. Or if it was just like in a budget range, because they are absolutely fabulous when they are variegated. Down here we have another dragon scale. Well, this is the original dragon scale. Up here we have the silver dragon. Much, much more silver, right? Obviously. But then down here we have the dragon scale. Absolutely fabulous. And what makes this one kind of unique is that this was my first sport variegation find. Right there you can see the sport variegation. Come on, focus, there we go. So far it is only on this leaf, but I don't know, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like my first like variegation, I got it for like, you know, 20 bucks at a big box store or something. And yeah, so the leaves are doing good. This is obviously the newest one. I mean, hello baby, they're so thick and juicy. Leathery, I want to say, not juicy, but yeah, they're like a work of art in themselves, right? Like, look at that. That's like a work of art. That's why I'm like, houseplants are awesome. These are like some of the older leaves. They're a little bit more beat up, you know, but I kept them on there until more newer leaves emerge. And hopefully I get one that's has that variegation. So this one right here, this is my latest acquisition. I actually found it at a grocery store. A grocery store, guys. I'm telling you, don't knock the grocery stores. I got this Alocasia Scalprum for was it like $17 grocery store, so it rivals the big box store prices. But none of the big box stores around here have this Alocasia Scalprum, and I haven't seen them. I do lots of like indoor houseplant shopping videos and stuff like that, especially this time of the year. So yeah, when I found this it was at my local Giant, which is a grocery store. So, and I mean, wow. Wow, that long narrow leaf and all that veining in there looks like tire treads or something, but it's so pretty. I do have a new leaf. Yay, that's always promising when you have a new leaf coming out. And underneath they had these dark undersides. So really nice contrast. Apparently this plant can get up to 3 feet in the wild. If it gets 3 feet in my house, I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Yeah, that's nice. So I actually had a plant that was, it reminds me of the bottom like this. It was the purple sword. And oh my gosh, guys, they have the purple sword that's like a variegated form, and I'll throw a picture up on that. Oh my word, it's like mouth-watering awesome. And unfortunately my purple sword succumbed to spider mites, and I mean like it succumbed to spider mites, and like maybe, I don't know, one day I found there's spider mites, and literally the next day I checked it out and it was like completely ravished, and I was just like, there's no resurrecting this, I'm just gonna get it out. So yeah, that's what happened. But anyway, let's go over, and I have a Longaloba too. That was another one that I had that really succumbed to spider mites. But what I did with that is I ended up chopping. It's just right down here, actually. I ended up chopping off all the leaves, and I kind of just discarded them. Ooh. Yeah, this is the Longaloba in here. Yeah, it had a lot of roots and everything, but oh, look, there's a corm. There's a corm right there. Nice. Can you see that? There we go. Yeah, we'll put that in there. It feels good. And yeah, I'm gonna try and resurrect these guys. I am. See, I'm gonna dig around more, see if there's any more corms. I'm sure there would be, because that was actually a big plant. So okay, yeah. Oh, and you know what, when you guys get this stuff at the big box store, this is supposed to, like, it's like a netting that they put around plugs of the plants, and it's supposed to disintegrate, but I heard that it actually damages the root growth of the plants. So maybe it doesn't disintegrate in time. But anyway, you should remove that, just an FYI. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna fumble around with these, and I'll probably, you know, I don't think I'll make a video of it. I pretty much just like put soil in, put the bulb in, and then make a little greenhouse, and hopefully they'll propagate. So in case it wasn't very clear with the bulbs what I was looking for, so I peeled away a lot of the sheathing of the corms, and I wanted to see what it was like underneath. And you can do this, you'll be fine. So this is like kind of creamy white, green, and you know what, it feels good. It's very firm. And there's also this new growth that's green here that would produce some foliage. So overall, like, that's what I wanted to show you guys. If you could get, like, if it looks good and it feels like firm and not crusty, then you should be okay with it. Yeah, see, this is another one. Focus. Has a little bit of green on there. This one you could see a lot more up against the black. And then see, I don't think my as Landsii, oh gosh, oh gosh, you know what I mean, is really good. This is the grower's issue. I'm gonna try it though. I am gonna try it. It's so puny. It's so puny. So actually what I'm gonna do is fill this little bowl up here with some water. And I'm just gonna let these guys soak for a little bit. Yeah, it's so puny. We'll give it a try though. I'm just gonna let it soak, and then I'm going to put it into some soil and put it into these little cups here and just make a greenhouse and see how it works, you know. And for those who are curious, I did do the corms in the soil in the water bottles that kind of act like a greenhouse to them. So we'll see what happens. So, I mean, have nothing to lose, right? Plants to gain, nothing to lose. Also, I did this little arrangement here, some succulents and aglaonema, which I feel is like very drought tolerant, so I'm trying to get away with it. And I added the string of pearls here. Nice, nice, nice. And then I have the big pot I ended up using in this one. I love it. It looks so elegant when it just hangs over like that. Many string of pearls variegated that I didn't know what to do with. So, I mean, they're just kind of like everywhere now, which is cool. I'm cool with it. I pulled out all the reverted ones out of that pile and just made some regular little arrangements in these uranium glasses here. So, fun, fun, fun. Alright. Bye, guys. Thank you all for tuning in and watching.